Good evening, everybody. I'm back for a live stream working on art. Been away for a bit. I've had to rework bits of my schedule. I don't think I'll be able to do Saturday streams for a while because I'm doing some activities in a Discord group on Saturday evenings. So trying to see how best to balance that. I'm gonna try to shift around to different parts of the week to do some um, streaming. I'm gonna try this Friday. I want to start earlier, but I had some other issues coming up, and yeah, just trying to get started. Back to a commission. My last commission in my queue when I opened up in goodness gracious December. But yes, this was a long time coming. It's like finish this one, then I'll be done with commissions until I reopen in March or April. Still haven't decided yet. And yeah, so this is for my good friend Fishmouth on FA. Yes, great guy. I've drawn his character quite a few times. This is my favorite picture of his character is his Sona Andy the mouse. So he asked me to draw his mouse Andy as Klaus Nomi, this famous British not British, sorry, German vocalist. Yes, and it's kind of I guess you could say I'm kind of making a series of commissions for him as drawing his characters as famous musical artists, because I've done a commission for Andy before where I drew his persona as Freddie Mercury. I did that a couple years ago, so now I'm doing Klaus Nomi, and I think one of his options before was his bear character Eddie as Eddie Van Halen. I think that's what he was thinking about doing before he settled on Andy as Klaus Nomi. Alright, so let's get started. Going to be doing the line art now, and anyone wants to come by for a chat, feel free. Yes. Just try to make it a casual time. Just a bit frazzled because there was some internet mess I had to fix on my end. Long story. Anyway, let's have fun with a little. Oh, that's too small of a brush or pen. Because I've been working up a storm of art. I actually posted a picture of a different rodent earlier this evening for a different friend of mine. A picture of a friend I haven't drawn for before. So that was fun. His character was a rat, and I do enjoy my rodent OCs for my buddies. Like my good friend Syndrome. I love drawing his characters, and I do have some projects in mind starring some of his characters that are in process and writing out the concepts so I can plan things out like, okay, I want to do this, so it's not just not a thought that disappears into the ether. They're thoughts that disappear into Word documents on my desktop. Yeah. My art to-do list is getting longer and longer. It's like as soon as I take one thing off of it, I add two other things. Like I have two friends' birthdays coming up. I want to make something for each of them. So that's something I'm going to work on this weekend here and there. I have ideas for both. So yeah, I'll see how I can manage those and get those done. If not by their birthdays, in close proximity to them. And then there's another gift art that I have sketched but haven't colored yet, or inked. And that one's going to be a challenge, because I want to make it a bit more. Well, it's two characters in the image, and with distinct poses. And I want to do something with the background to make it though it's like my ideas have to take place in the city, and I don't want to have to just do like, oh, it's just color background, though. If I am crunched for time, But yeah, I'm working my way through the sketches I made last week while I didn't have access to much power. Long story there. I'm messing this up a bit. Oh, hi, Henry. Henry the Rat's joining us. Oh, he's saying what's up? I'm doing pretty all right. Just had an internet issue that I tried to resolve, and I have a temporary solution. Gonna find a better solution tomorrow, but it's been getting late and had to do what I could to manage. Yes. And yeah, so the picture I finished today is actually for Henry. Drew his character for the first time. And hopefully not the last, because I really enjoy drawing him. Again, I just love drawing rodents. And so this one, instead of a rat, we're doing a mouse this time. I adore mice. Oh, and rats. Rodents, yes. And they get a bad rap. Particularly rats, because there's the dirty rat trope, and then just how rats are often perceived in negative light in all sorts of media. Being often tied to plagues way back when certainly didn't help. But now we can give, them more positive light. Same thing with wolves. Wolves are darling. But wolves are kind of just like the go-to easy wilderness predator in so many tales. Kind of been playing with some of those concepts of olden times stereotypes for animals in some of my story work that I've been drafting and discussing with people. Been interesting because I'm trying to see what I can do more with my character Genji, the Wolfski, half wolf, half dog, and seeing what I can do with the wolf angle more. Been feeling that sort of inspiration and thought process a bit more to see how I can add depth to this. Why am I having so much trouble with these curves? Don't know if my surface, my angle, what it could be. My sensitivity. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Something like a bit more touchier angles. Is that even how it's supposed to... Oh, no, I haven't... Well... Can manage there? Okay. So how are you doing, Henry, and everyone else watching? Hope you're having a good start to the weekend. It's Friday. Having a bit of fun, how I can. Hiccups aside. Try to get some more art done this weekend. Have fun at that Discord event tomorrow. Internet connection willing. Ugh. That's just a whole load of stupid. I don't want to get into it. I kind of got into it already, but yeah. Henry says, I'm good. Played a game for a bit, and I'm waiting for new boys to come on. Oh, Newsboys. Okay. Well, I hope you have fun. Which game did you play, if I may ask? Oh, welcome, Ashwolf. Says hopefully internet issues get corrected. Oh, thank you. Yes, It's kind of okay. So the thing that it looks like, well, yeah, just some. It's some weirdness with the modem that I have. Um, so yeah, I can check on that tomorrow. So I have some connection now I can manage with, and then see tomorrow I can get really fixed and get my Wi-Fi back too, because I do not have that at the moment. Just use that data and so forth. And Henry says he was playing Heroes of the Storm. Oh, okay. I don't think I've played that one. Seems interesting. I want to try getting this weekend The Intruder. It's early access on Steam. So I want to try that one. It's a stealth. It's a game. It's a stealth. Okay, it's a team stealth game where you can either play as the team as stealth players or the team as security. And if you're, the stealth players use stealth tactics to get past security. And if you're security, use traps and gadgets, or I don't know, at least some kind of traps. I haven't played it yet, to stop the stealth team from accomplishing whatever they're trying to do. So I'm gonna check that out this weekend. At least buy it because it's on sale until Monday. So I'm gonna check that out. Try to finally get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch, because I relied on a friend's copy for couch play, before things happened, out and about. So I need to get my own copy of that, and did start playing with a group. I did start playing Among Us, and oh, Henry says Heroes of the Storm is fun if you like Blizzard characters. Oh, yes. Okay, okay, I know which game you're talking about. That's the MOBA. Right, wait. Yeah, that's the Blizzard MOBA of the Blizzard characters. Yes, I've seen that. I've not played that, but I have seen it, and it looks good. And I do like quite a few of the Blizzard characters. I had a WoW phase back in the Dizay, that long time ago. I do not have an account anymore. I mean, the account still exists. I just have no idea what the sign-in information is. But that was long, ancient history. Didn't get far enough to really care. But it is a fascinating world. Again, when it comes to Blizzard products, I'm most familiar with WoW and Overwatch, which I have played a bit of. Not as much as some people I know, but I have played some Overwatch. And it'd be nice to play with a group again at some point. Henry says name some characters. Okay, I think he's saying name some. Are you saying name some WoW characters or just Blizzard characters in general? Wow. Okay. One I remember very vividly. I'm Illidan Stormrage. I know his first name was Illidan. He was the night elf who became a demon slayer, who became a demon something. And he has like the blindfold and the long hair and the purple body and the body that won't quit. Yeah. I mean, he's like, sure, no, look at it, and we're like, yes. Ah, my goodness gracious. And he has a brother who, Malfuron, Mal something, who's married to Trisday, who's priestess lady, who I've heard gets like weird characterization, the expansions from like a friend of mine. Oh, Henry said, oh yes. Okay, so I was very, very close. So it's Illidan and his brother Malfuron and Trianda. I don't know why I thought that was an S in her name. Yeah, and Malfuron has the antlers, and he's a druid, and he's I want to say he has DILF. He has at least DILF adjacent qualities. Yes, and Tristan's more. I think she's younger looking, but I guess that because that's trope and fantasy stuff. And it's like the kind of like that. I don't think she's a very tall. Well, she's night elf tall, but she's not Malferon tall. Like he's a big man. Um, Henry says, I've known these characters since I was 5, so I'm triggered. Oh, I'm so triggered by how I pronounce it. I'm so sorry. I'm like I said, I have some familiarity with WoW, but not a lot. And I mean, I guess you could tell by how I'm describing things, in a very like me kind of way. But yeah, and I think I might be mistaken, but oh, they were in Warcraft 3. Yes, okay, that's what Henry's saying. They were in Warcraft 3. Yeah, I like the Niles the most, so that's where I know most of the names from, because I think they could be very sexy. It's like there are some of the other races. Like let's keep it honest. I'm keeping it honest there. I mean, they all have their appeal. Whatever floats your boat. The flavor of your ice cream and so forth. Yeah. I'm still curious. I didn't see it, but I kind of want to see it. Just again, because I'm curious. Is that the Warcraft movie that came out? Coming out 5 years ago. Holy cow! I'm getting time. How time flies sometimes. Like a friend of mine in a server said, "Boredom's temporal." So it's still like time's still passing though. Oh, good gracious. Yeah. I remember. Oh, Henry says he remembers wanting to see it, but he never did. Yeah, that's me too. It's like I want to see it, but I was like, eh. I mean, I heard it wasn't good. I think okay. I know some. I want to say I really know someone who watched it and he didn't like it, and he was a big into WoW as well. Like he's been playing it for many years, and still does. So yeah, he said he wasn't wild about it. Oh yes, Henry says it did well in theaters in China, which is true. Like that, it didn't do well in the U.S., but it got big China money. So got those overseas markets, and that can recoup a lot for some studios. I mean, some studios make their movies just to get overseas market money because they know it's not going to work in the U.S. Like oh gosh, a big example of that was I can't remember if it was successful or not, but it was a movie that you could tell like they didn't care if the English speaking audiences were gonna like it because a lot of them didn't. Was the Tom Cruise Mummy movie. That was a trash fire. It was, but they were trying to make overseas money, and I think they succeeded enough. So I don't know if they're, but well, I guess it succeeded enough, and well, okay, I can't really say because I don't really know, but it was a bad movie. Like it was a really bad movie, and there's a lot of scenes in it where it's a lot of expository dialogue, a lot of very simple dialogue, very simple scene structures to kind of make it easier to dub. So like you don't have to be too like, okay, well, just plug in whatever words you really want, and then the scenes are basic enough that you can say whatever really, as long as you're close enough. Henry says, I'd like to see a movie based on Warcraft 3. See Arthas, Thrall, and Malferon. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Yeah. I'm not sure where the Warcraft movie it's supposed to, if it correlates with any part of the timeline of the games. I don't know if it does or not, or if it's own thing. I think it uses some of the characters, like the famous Warcraft characters, I think. But beyond that, I don't really know. There might be an interesting movie to see if we can watch in movie night, the Warcraft movie, if anyone's interested. Because Henry's in that Discord group as well that we do movie nights every now and then. So, I mean, might be worth adding to the list if people are curious. Grom Hellscream, that's what Henry says. Is he the orc quote unquote antagonist from the movie? I know there's an orc that's like the more villainous character. Um, Aside from that, the only thing I know about the Warcraft movie is that Robin Thicke's ex-wife, Paula Patton, is in it. And she plays a half orc, half human, or full orc. I'm not quite sure what her deal is, but she has more flattering orc makeup than a lot of the other characters. Henry says, Galden. Oh, Galden is the orc antagonist. Okay. Then I don't know who Grom Hellscream is. Like, my archive on the orc characters is very vacant, gotta say. And Ashfall says, I had to watch the Warcraft movie in 2 parts because it seems so long. I fell asleep the first time, about a third of the way through it. Oh, yeah. It's not a good sign when the movie puts you to sleep. Okay. I can't remember the last time I slept through a movie or want to sleep through a movie. That's happened when I've watched TV shows where I'm not engaged. I want this to end, and it's 22 minutes, and I'm already like, oh, eyes stay open. Big example of that. This just happened to me. I just was so bored watching this. This is just an example I can think of was the Simpsons Family Guy crossover. Personally, I found it underwhelming, and it was the part where I wanted to fall asleep was the part you wouldn't expect. It was the Homer Peter fight towards the end, and that was when I was just checked out, like, mentally, emotionally. I was like, okay, I felt myself dozing off during that bit because I knew what was gonna happen. They're gonna fight. It's gonna be ridiculous. Nothing's gonna happen really. I was right, just because it's just one of those giant chicken fights, which I've always said those are fun the first 2 times, and then that one where it was done in reverse in that one episode that wasn't good, but that reverse chicken fight was interesting for that gimmick. All the other ones self-indulgent nonsense that are the same jokes over and over again, which is, yeah. I'll leave that at that. I mean, they can be fun. Like, that's just me, my experience. Like, I don't get much out of the Family Guy chicken fights after the first 2 times. Like, the first time, great. Second time, good callback. Times after that, fill some airtime. No shade, just kind of. Then Henry Rat says, Mal'Ganis Kel Facade. I'm butchering those names. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm assuming those are orcs in Warcraft. Oh, also I gotta say, I really like some of the environments in Azeroth in the World of Warcraft universe. Like, there's a lot of cool locations that I think we're like, dang, that looks like a fun place to visit. I mean, visually in the game, go in the game, visit it in the game, not actually. I mean, because there's murdery things everywhere. Oh, Henry said I pronounced those last two names correctly, and they're the only ones I did say correctly. And they weren't orcs. They're actually. He says they weren't orc characters. They're undead characters. Okay. Ah. If I remember, I'm gonna make this a highlight of just me going through, like, saying the WoW character names badly. And being a bit thirsty for some night elves. And then Henry had another one. He says, Anub Iraq. I'm guessing. Oh, hi, Shelby the Wolf. Welcome. He says, hello. Hope you had a good day. Yes, I had a mostly good day. Just trying to solve some internet issues. Solved part of them, but not all of them, before the stream. That's why I kind of started late. Well, I started like a little bit ago, but I had to... Stuff happened. I'm going to see if I can stream on different days other than Saturday evenings, because Saturday evenings I'm going to have stuff going on for a while. So I need to really rework my schedules. I'm trying to try Friday, see how that feels. Yeah. We'll try some other days. Because I want to get basic line art done with this. Thankfully, this character's costume is simple in its detailing, or at least how it's shaped. I could say it's a very kind of solid shape, because this is the costume I'm trying to recreate. So it's this pose and the background environment, and this is a clearer view of the costume. So I'm gonna have to add like a lot of kind of shine and pleathery effects to this. I'm not too familiar with Klaus Nomi. I mostly know him from the season 2 finale of the Venture Brothers. Really good episode. And he shows up there. I mean, not him, because the actual Klaus Nomi's long gone. But Venture Brothers kind of has that recurring of past rock stars existing in the universe as characters that do other things. I really don't want to spoil anything, because Venture Brothers I don't know where you can watch it, but I recommend it. It's a good show. Henry says David Bowie. Yes, David Bowie's in that same episode with Klaus Nomi and Iggy Pop. Well, I don't think it's any of the voice actors or the actual people playing that. I think they're just a voice actor impersonators, but it's in universe. It's David Bowie, Klaus Nomi, and Iggy Pop. Henry says Venture Brothers is on Hulu. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Keep that in mind. I really need to get to subscribing to some streaming services. Oh. It's like part of me wants to get Disney Plus because I really want to watch DuckTales and some other stuff, but I'm also just like really over some of the things Disney's been doing lately. So I don't know. That's what's kept me like, I want to watch it, but I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I want to watch it, but I don't want to give them money. Henry says no, they wanted David Bowie to voice himself, but couldn't get him. Oh, okay. Because I remember in that episode, the first time you see David Bowie show up in the Venture Brothers, there is a line that says, this is a voice impersonator. Like, it's like a subtitled line that shows up when you see him on screen the first time. I remember that happening. Ashwolf says you can get a package to get Disney Plus, Hulu, and something else that I forgot for $13 a month. Okay. And Henry says I just watched that episode again, just on Tuesday. Oh, okay, that's a coincidence. And I was in another Discord group where people were talking about it, and one person was starring the show. So it was starring at season 1, and then I said, because season 1 is very just episodic. It doesn't like you can watch them in any order. After that, it becomes more serialized, and you do have to watch them in order, or also get lost because the show gets very self-referential in the later seasons, where you really need to know what happened earlier on for like the stories and the jokes to land. But it's a really good ride. I highly recommend it. Good animation too, like really good. Like the first season, the first two and a seasons, the animation's kind of rough, but it gets a lot better. And it's actually animated by Titmouse, which are the same people who do Avatar. So it's gonna be good, and it is good. Henry says, "Who's your favorite character?" Oh, my favorite character, Metro Bros. Hands down, Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. She is my girl. Oh my gosh, I adore her. I mean, give it up for the Queen Butterfly. She is. Oh goodness. I mean, I've always kind of had this just automatic interest in female characters that are obviously voiced by men, and that's the case with Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. And it's another thing that's fascinating too about her character. So the show is. Henry says Dr. Mrs. Monarch is incredible. Yes, she is. Oh my goodness. It's fascinating because the show early on, the creator said that a main theme of the show is failure, and that is true. There's a lot of failure going on, and you see a lot like right away in the first season where it's just like the main like Dr. Venture's pretty much a washed up child star trying to be a famous super scientist like his dad before him, and then you see that image chipped away, of that famous dad, and then Henry says 21 and 24 are his favorites. Oh yes, I really like them too, though that's a good buddy duo. Oh my goodness, I adore Henchman 21 and 24. Okay, so what was it? Okay, and then you have the Monarch, who in the early seasons is a really bad villain in that his plans are really not good, and he screws up all the time. He does get better, and he does become a credible threat as a villain, but the first season and two seasons, he is like, oh boy, you're like you want to know how he managed to do as much as he has, and also to get a woman as incredible as Dr. Mrs. the Monarch, who at that time she was Dr. Girlfriend, and I love their romance. Another thing, okay, I gotta say that if you want villain couple goals, don't look at the Joker and Harley Quinn. Look at the Monarch and Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. Those are villain couple goals, like good villain couple goals. So, back to the theme of failure. It's so many characters fail, but one of the notable characters who succeeds and excels and raises up in rank and prestige through hard work, dedication, and just being a badass super villain is Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. I mean, oh my goodness. She goes from the number 2 to a laughable villain to part of the ruling council. Okay. She goes far. I don't want to spoil it, but she goes far. Like, she starts off the Monarch's second in command, and just keeps on rising. And then Henry says Phantom Limb is great. Yes, Phantom Limb is so funny. He's so interesting in that he starts off. Okay, no, he doesn't start, because you see him first in a season 1 episode where he's just a character who shows up amongst a sea of other characters who would show up later, but you don't think anyone's important in that episode because it's just a sea of people. And you assume just one shots, but then they start reappearing and reimagined. Like a good example of that is August St. Cloud, who shows up in that same episode as just a guy, and then he becomes a recurring character. Um, yeah, so Phantom Lemmy shows up there, and he's much more prominent. He starts becoming much more prominent at towards that. He's in the season 1 finale, and then all throughout season 2, and then he's still a recurring character, and he has a very interesting um, uh, trajectory. Henry says, "Eat the pennies." Okay, that's a quote, and I'm not sure what that quote is. I'm sorry. Like, I can't remember who said that. St. Cloud says it to Billy. Oh, okay. So, for me, some of the St. Cloud episodes blur together. The only one I remember the most was his episode in season 7, the most recent season, which was also a Monarch episode, and that was really fun to watch. And then I remember the scene where he uses I think it was one of the puppets from Mr. Rogers. He used that puppet as a shower loofah, and I mean, I mean, that was his version of a flex. I mean, uh, it was effective for the person he was trying to flex against. So, well done. Uh, yeah. Is the "Eat the Pennies" quote? Is that from his first? Is that from the St. Cloud episode? That his introductory is Billy's Arch, or was that from the Spanakopita episode? I can't remember. Henry doesn't remember either. Okay, so at one point, St. Cloud says to Billy Quizboy, "Eat the pennies." Okay, which is something I really believe St. Cloud would say, because he's a rich dude and just so full of himself. I don't remember if it states how he's rich. He just is, I think. Like, he's stupid rich. Like, he was rich enough to bribe the guild into letting him arch Billy out of choice. Because when you enter the guild, you have to go through their hoops and such. You can't really pick who you want to arch right away. But he just opened up a suitcase full of money and said, "I want Billy." And they were like, "Oh, okay, cool. You can have Billy." Henry says, "Bureaucracy of villainy." Yes, that's one of the the most fascinating things about the Venture Brothers is how the Guild of Calamus Intent is an operation that makes supervillainy a practical, organized entity. It has its rules and regulations for who can be a supervillain, how they can become supervillains, who they um, can be, who can be their arch enemies. It's very interesting, and it becomes a lot more interesting than the stuff that the protagonists do sometimes. Henry says it's a union. Yes, it does work like that, and it does help keep supervillains from being bothered by civilian law enforcement. Um, again, it has to do a lot of money thrown around and such. But yeah, because there's that one really good episode, like that good moment at the end of it's in the season 1 finale, where Dr. Venture says to Brock, he says, "You never told me I could just call the cops on these people." And then Brock explains that the Guild of Clam's intent is the reason why. Like, they have it set up where their villains can arch whoever and work within these set of rules and get away with a lot of stuff, like, underneath the like, scope of civilian police. Yeah, it's the lore gets more expanded on for the guild and how they operate in the later seasons. Kind of funny is that I remember, I don't know, I want to say there was an interview of Doc Hammer and Jackson Pollock where the guild was initially conceived to make the episode Tag Cellular It feasible, and then after that they expanded on the concept. I think I remember like reading them say that at some point. I could be wrong though. Henry says Shore Leave is another favorite. Oh, yes. I adore Shore Leave. He has some really good lines. Another character I really enjoy because she is also a character who can drop the like baddest one-liners and also just being like one of the most legitimate threatening characters in the series is Molotov Cocktease. Like, she is like a bad bee of a woman. She is, oh dang. And again with Shore Leave, one of my favorite lines is, okay, so Shore Leave is this very flamboyant, openly gay character whose part of his inspiration is like like the sailor from the Village People, at least visually, and he's like trying to find Molotov and, like, kill her because she's invaded the place. His again, I can't really spoil it, but he's trying to find her, and she's a mercenary who they have captured, but she escapes, and they're trying to recapture her or kill her. Preferably recapture her because she might have information they need for stuff. And Henry says he loves Shore Leave's relationship with the alchemist. Oh, yes, that's such a cute relationship. Oh, my goodness. They're so adorable. The alchemist is so good. Like, he's, I forgot the name of the voice actor, but I think it's the same voice actor who does Shake on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It's Dana something, but I can't remember his last name. Okay. Okay, so this really good exchange of one-liners was okay, so Molotov kicks Shore Leave into a closet and kills, like, the people in the hallway that he was with. And then when he busts out of the closet, she jumps on top of him and points guns at him, and her line is, "You should have stayed in the closet." And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you oh my goodness, you are that girl. Yeah, I mean, just like, the way she delivers it, if that, the way the film, like, they shot it, tying, I was like, oh my goodness, this is Oh, when that show is on, it is just straight fire on. Like, it can be so good. Like, it has its like dull like moments that don't quite work or are dull and or really out there. But when it hits, it hits. Yes. Okay, the voice actor for the Alchemist and Shake is Dana Snyder. Okay. Okay, so I was right. I just forgot the last name. Um, but yeah, and he's really good at Shake too. Like he, just, cause Shake's a character that's really hard to like, and for the most part, because of some of the things he can do, I'm like, oh gosh. But when the episodes doesn't push him to the depths of hideousness, he can be really funny. Um, it depends on the episode too, and the season. Because I'm gonna say it, the later seasons of Octane Hungerverse are not it most of the time. Like I'd say stick to the earlier stuff, like season. I'd say 1 through 4, you're pretty safe. 5, it gets iffy because I think there's a really bad episode in 5. That's like a terrible, terrible scene. That's Shake's fault. And then after that, it's really you're gonna get a lot more misses than hits. I think after that. Um, Henry says, I actually was gonna get him to do a cameo for Grice Girl because he loves Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but he didn't know who Dana Schneider was. Oh, okay. Okay. Grice Girl. I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. That's another person in our the same Discord group as Henry and I. Henry and me. Gosh, gaga. Okay. As Henry and me. Yes. $70 for a cameo? Wow. Okay. What was this for? If you can't say, I mean, you could, just. I wasn't sure what kind of project this was. Henry says Dermot's a character he likes, even though Dermot is a douche. Yes, he's a good foil to the Venture Brothers because he's a character that becomes their friend in season 3. Yes, season 3 shows up. That's when he first shows up, and he's a recurring character for the rest of the series, kind of, sort of. Like I don't think he appears in season 5. No, he does appear in season 5, kind of. Season 5, season 5 is a really weirdly set up season with how the episode order is. Yeah, he does show up in season 5. He's not in season 6. Okay, he's not in season 6, but he's in season 5. Okay. So he's okay. So, yeah. Yeah, he's a relatively normal teenager, the same age as the Venture Brothers. Yeah, he can be a douche, but he's it's interesting to see his dynamic with the other characters. And then when you find out his backstory, it's like, wow, okay, I did not see that one coming. Oh boy. Um, yeah, that's another good twist. That's like, ooh, okay, like that's some juicy, spicy going on. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. That's why he wasn't in season 6. I've like I've like Henry was saying why he's not in season 6. Yeah, I remember that being the reason. I just couldn't remember if he was in season 5, because season 5 was weird because it had the Halloween episode was aired out of order from the other parts of the season. I didn't So it got kind of weird there. Um, yeah, he was in the Halloween episode, which is a good episode. That was a like a that got some there was some tea in that episode for like how the ventures operate, at least Doctor Venture, how he operates behind the scenes. And then there was a spiritual sequel to that episode where Dean goes to the same location and doesn't see the same people in the location. He sees someone else, but he's associated with the person who was there in the first episode. I guess they couldn't get that voice actor um, for that second episode. And then we get more tea, and it's like what? Okay. Now that was another twist. Like they haven't really built on that, so they haven't really come back to that twist yet. But it's there, and it's like okay, I want to know where this is going. Uh, if we ever get a season 8, I don't know if that's ever going to happen because that show's life cycle is not consistent, and it's sad because that show can be so good. It's so good. They canceled again. Yeah, I heard recently. Damn. And it had season 7 had a cliffhanger ending. It. I will say I like season 7 a lot more than season 6. Season 6 they had a very limited amount of time to cram a lot of stuff in, so it's pretty messy. But it's still there's a lot of good stuff in season 6, but it's messy. Like it's a lot of stuff stuffed into 10 episodes, or maybe 8. Because that scene was shorter because they had to fit in that special. What was the name of that special? All This in Gargantua 2. I think that's what it's called. Like that. Oh my goodness! If that could have been a movie and a good effing movie. I mean, that was. I mean, All That in Gargantua 2 is how you do a special. Oh my goodness! Like that. Now that's a thriller. Like I would not start there if you want to get into Venture Bros, but you build up to All This in Gargantua 2, and it is a friggin' crescendo moment. Oh, Henry says they said they might have a movie to close it off. Okay, I think that's been the thing lately of having a backup movie plan. I think that's what I heard. That's what they might be doing. The Amazing Adventures of Amazing Adventures of Gumball. I think they might be getting a movie at some point. I heard. I don't know what exactly if that's going to pan out. Uh, but yeah, I mean the Venture Brothers. I mean, I really thought that like the end of the Venture Brothers was season 4, because season 4 ended at a point where it was like, okay, I think this is where they're done. Like, a lot of people did, like, and I think that's when I heard like that was it. And it did end in a place that made sense for ending. It wasn't a cliffhanger. It was like, okay, this is okay. I think they're done now. Um, like they wrapped up a bunch of stuff at that point, but then they kept going with season 5. Wait, was that season 5? Yes. Okay, so yeah, season 4 was like a point where it's like, okay, I think this is where they ended it, but then they kept going. Yeah. Henry says I've seen Gumball, but never really watched it, all of it. Uh, It's funny though. Yes, I think I've seen, if not all the episodes of Gumball, I've seen most of them. It's a pretty good show. I like it. It does get it's 6 seasons, and for me, it does wane in the last season. So I think that was like kind of like they were running out like things to do, and they just kind of really needed to end it. Like not that the season was bad. Like there were still some good episodes in season 6, but there were some episodes I thought were really clunky. But then but season 5 was like more solid to me because also season 5. I guess I'm also hyping that one up because season 5 has my favorite episode of the series, The Choices. Like that is a good episode, like really good. And I think the lady is in season 6. So season 6 does have some gems. Like the lady is really funny. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the episode that's the Golden Girls homage in season 6 of Gumball. I think like, that was definitely like a late series episode. Shelby says, I've never seen the Venture Brothers, but I've seen Gumball. Gumball has some good movie references in the show. Yes. Okay, speaking of that, okay. I don't know if you call this a watershed moment for me personally. But I guess you could say the moment I just became done with Star Wars references in movies. No. It's not. Star Wars references in TV shows was the Star Wars parody of not Star Wars. The Amazing World Gumball's parody of Star Wars, or at least hype for the movies. That was the episode where I was like, I didn't really find it that funny as much. I was just like, okay, I know what you're referencing. Okay, that's what you're trying to say. This is that, and that's the kind of thing. Okay. And so for me, it was just like so much of that. It was so many. Okay, yes, I remember that from Star Wars. I know what you're going for there. I get it. It's just not funny to me anymore. Sorry. I mean, to other people, it probably is, but for me, that episode was like, okay, this was. I don't know when that episode came. Does that came out? I don't know if the episode came out before or after. Last Jedi. I can't remember. I think it was at least after Force Awakens. Because Force Awakens was 2015 and Last Jedi was 2017. And Gumball ran from 2011 to 19. Okay. Shelby says it was after. Okay. So that Star Wars parody episode was after, and that. Yeah, okay. I can see why I would also be burned out from Star Wars references, because, Last Jedi, no, yeah, that was a movie that I cannot defend. No, yeah, I haven't seen I did a movie review on my YouTube channel for Last Jedi, and I don't think it was favorable for the most part. But as the years have gone on, I've had more reasons to dislike The Last Jedi. I think I gave it the caveat recommendation of, well, if you've already seen Force Awakens and you like Star Wars, you should watch it. I mean, now I can't even say that. I can't even say watch Last Jedi if you like Star Wars, because, yeah, okay, but sorry, I just the personal opinions on how Star Wars can. Shelby says Spaceballs is a great Star Wars parody. Yes, now I haven't seen Spaceballs in a long time though, but that also came out in a point where it was the concept of a Star Wars parody is a bit more fresh, but it's been done so many times that it's hard to kind of make it funny. Also, I really like the Robot Chicken Star Wars parodies. I think those were really good. I don't know if they've done any recent ones, though. Probably not, because I'm pretty sure LucasArts, like current Lucasfilm is like, don't make fun of us anymore. And so, I Like, we're trying to be serious. And, we're, yeah, so. Um, George Lucas was like, if you can make me money, you can do it. You can make me money. Shelby says, even airplanes, a parody at airport. Yes. And then Ashfall says, I think you should go back and take Star Wars games from early 2000s and turn them into movies. Okay, I see your point there, because Knights of the Old Republic, the video game for Xbox, like original Xbox. I don't know if it was on PC, if it was on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 or not. But Knights of the Old Republic, that great story, good twist. Ooh, that was a twist. Okay, yeah, so that would be good. I haven't played too many of the Star Wars games from the early 2000s, but that one I remember being fantastic. Too bad about the sequel. Ugh. That was a rush job. I should make that a straight line, I think. Ashfall says, Star Wars Republic Commando was another great game that I'd pay good money to see an animated film of. I haven't seen that one. I do know that the Republic Commandos, I forgot what they're called, but they have a cameo in Clone Wars. At least one. I'm pretty sure the episode's called Witches of Dathomir. They show up at the very beginning, and they bring the bodies of 2 Jedi who died, and I think that's the only time they show up in Clone Wars. I could be wrong, because I still need to finish Clone Wars. I stopped after Season 5, and I haven't seen anything after that, because that was when it was canceled, and then they had some extra episodes that they put on DVD that I didn't get, and now they have the Season 7 on Disney Plus, and I need to see all that still. Yeah. Shelby says, honestly, making a movie based on a video game is a risk. Resident Evil did very well, but worst would be Mario Bros. Movie. Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog was pretty good. I liked that movie. That one worked well. It did what it needed to do, and it didn't embarrass itself. Yeah. I remember seeing the Resident Evil movie. I've only seen the first one a long time ago, where I don't know why that woman was in a red go-go dress for the whole movie. That was when it was laid out in her bed before she got amnesia. I was like, where was she going before she got amnesia in that dress? Anyway, but I don't remember much about them. I remember that stupid hallway with the lasers. The hologram chick who, I don't know why that guy decided to make a creepy hologram to look like his daughter, because that just seems mean to the daughter. It's like, I want to immortalize you as a creepy chick. Like, no. I'm not flowered by that, Daddy. Anyway. Shelby says he loved Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. Yeah, he was pretty good. I've softened on my position on him, mostly because for me, Michael Pollock is my Eggman. Like, he's he is just so. Oh, he's the Eggman I grew up with. Like in Sonic X, a lot of the games in that era, and Sonic Unleashed, the animated series, like not Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Boom, the animated series. Like he did that. Like he's like he I really like him. So for me, like Jim Carrey was fine, but I kept having the way he's portrayed by Michael Pollock in the back of my mind during the first time I watched that movie. Okay, basic line. Oh, I need to do the tail. Okay. Oh, Shelby was the one who was saying about the Resident Evil movie and Dr. Robotnik. I apologize if I thought Ashfall read that. I saw the colors, like one is red and one is orange, and they kind of blurred together in my line of sight. I don't want to make that a thinner pen. Still doing my tails like this. I should try it a different way. Okay. I kind of want to see if I could do the tail a different way. I don't know if I can get it to work though. I'll try a different drawing to try this tail idea because this is a commission, so I don't want to risk making it look really off of an experiment yet. I'll experiment on like the personal drawings and such. Unless it's something that person like wanted me to do something new I haven't done yet. So then it's like, okay, I'll try something new. Like, oh, yep, of course. Ashfall says, yeah, true, it's a risk, but if you compare it to stuff like Last Jedi, then you can't really do worse than that, to be honest. Plus, it doesn't even have to be a movie. A show would be just as good. Oh, yes, I think if you could work it, you could make a good miniseries out of a lot of Star Wars stories that have been told in games and other media. It gives you more wiggle room, too, when it comes to the confines of, time. Like how much can you squeeze into a 2-hour movie? What needs to be put on the cutting room floor? Yeah. If you get 10 45-minute episodes, got a little bit more time on your hands. If something has like a simpler story and simpler amount of characters, like Sonic, well, can't really say simpler amount of characters, Sonic the Hedgehog, depending on where you're looking. Oh gosh, like Sonic is a ton of characters. If you limit the amount of characters you want to use, it can be managed better. But yeah, Sonic is that's a menagerie of WTF and its characters, how many of them there are, and the weird legal issues between some of them. It's a long, complicated story. But it just kind of tells you like why you haven't seen friggin' Fang the Sniper or Knack the Weasel, where he has like it's like two names for the same character. It's another long story. It's why you haven't seen him in any of the any of the games really, at least any of the mainstream games. And a whole bunch of other people I remember being the Dynamite. Like that's a name like oh that's a deep cut for most people there. Um, Ashfall. Okay, wait. I read that one. Shelby says a show is a good idea. There will be Fallout. There will be a Fallout show on Amazon Prime Video. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, Fallout show could be fun. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get some basic shading and colors in here. Again, this is a relatively simple costume with not too many bells and whistles. It's gonna be fun trying to get these shiny effects onto the outfit. Oh, love it. Okay, what am I doing? Okay. So I just need to react to something that someone posted real quick. Sorry, I saw a meme and I was like, no, not feeling this. Ugh, God, good gracious, I'm so sick of that. Alright, oh yeah, back to this part. So I'm gonna do with this one, which I did with his commission for his character as Freddie Mercury, because the reference he gave me of Freddie Mercury was in black and white. Same with this one for Klaus Nomi. I'm gonna make a separate version of this drawing with black and white, but I'm gonna do it with color. Oh no, it's as black and white as it can be, because this is an outfit that's black and white, and his character is gray fur. Yeah, I have an idea in mind. At least I can make the lightning a different color, because there's a lighting effect. You can't really see it here, but he told me, and I could check it in the video. But I don't think I'll get to the background tonight. I want to focus on the colors and the shading. Oh, I did not have my shading color. Hang on. this might be my first time. Wait, well, okay, so I've drawn this character once before while using my new way for drawing eyes. Or coloring in eyes, I should say, for this circumstance. I did draw him with that style once, but he was wearing glasses, so I didn't really give him his color, like the right color of his eyes for this look. Sounded really jumbled, sorry. That's a trippy song. Okay, that's a bit more groove to it. Alright. Shelby says, the clothing reminds me of 20 sci-fi films and 1960s modern art. Okay, let me check real fast about this person. When was he alive? I don't remember. He was alive between 1944 and 1983. Okay. And by person, I mean Klaus Nomi, who's the inspiration for this drawing. let's get this tail. I can touch up that shading in a bit. Have I shaded his head yet? I don't think I have. I think the lightning comes from the left, so I'm going to put more shading on the right side. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Oh. That's it for his fur color. And a very pleathery black look. Let's see. Work with that. They need something a bit more of just like a closer colorless black for the deeper leggings, and then I need a brightish color for the white part here. Okay, I like that so far. Let me just kind of take a bit of the color off of that white some more. Okay, I think that's okay. Yeah. I need to get back to drawing his face, because I want to have a more challenging angle for this. Okay. Also, let me get another layer here. Okay, I'm okay with that so far. How did I make this look? Okay, well. I also need to try to see how I can do which games I want to do game streams for. Yeah. Okay, I did not make this. I might make that rise a bit more because it is his nose. Close, but I kind of want it to be a bit higher. How his eyebrows should go. I think it's just black eyebrows. Okay. Oh, I love this character. Andy's such a cutie. Oh, such adorable mice characters out there. I adore drawing Syndrome's Dr. Itka, Andy's, well, Fish Mouse Andy, and I made Genji into my Wolfsky into a mouse years ago, and I haven't done it since. And I still need to make him into a bunch of other animals for funsies. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I said that. I've been getting like the Discord notification, like something's happening, I guess. No, not really. I've seen all the sights from above. I'm gonna be the one that he loves. I was made for loving him, the fashion of his love. Oh yeah. Sorry, good song is on right now. I have a song in my heart sometimes. Oh my goodness, I'm crazy. Oh, wrong color. We got another good song. All lovers quarrel. I was thinking about you. Hurts more than I can say. And it was kind of dirty all night. And the way that you looked at me, help me here. It was kind of nasty. Help me here. Kinda feeling trashy, 'cause I can't help my mind from going there. Heard your boyfriend was away this weekend. Wanna meet in my place. Heard that we both got nothing to do. When I lay in bed, I touch myself and I think of you. Sorry, I just had to. I love that song. You were in my... Ooh, got my water here. We could be caught, and we're both convicted criminals of thought. Broken. Let's white glove the bed. It was kind of nasty. Help me here. It was feel so trashy, 'cause we can't hide the evidence in our heads. Oh, that's sweet of you, Shelby. Oh, and Ashfall, thank you. Like I said, sometimes when I'm listening to music and drawing and such, I just get a song in my heart and I gotta sing. Last night, damn, you're in my sex dreams. You were in my doing really nasty things. Damn, you're in my sex dreams. Making love in my sex dreams. Don't stop the party. Let's keep it naughty, yeah. Watch me act a fool. Tomorrow when I run into you, tomorrow when I run into you, you could turn the stone or the color of man petrified by a woman. Love is high, yeah, when I lay with you. But I think of him, I think of him. I can't believe I'm telling you this, but I had a couple drinks and oh my god. You were in my dreams. You were in my last night. Let's keep it naughty, yeah. Watch me act a fool. Tomorrow when I run into you, making love in my sex dreams. I don't know how good that was, but I had fun with it. Shelby says, what's your favorite song from a musical? Oh, okay, that's a good question. What would you count as a musical? If you count any of the Disney animated movies as musicals, then I have a clear answer. If not, I have to think a bit harder about it. Live action musicals. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have a basic answer, I think. Because I'm not the biggest musical person, really. I was thinking about this earlier, actually. This is my head. I did. I haven't listened to it in a long time, but I used to adore the soundtrack to the movie adaptation of the musical Chicago. And there's some bops on that album, but I can't. Which ones did I like the most? I can't really remember. I mean, there's all that jazz, but again, that's a basic answer. I mean, if it's the answer that's true to me, it is. But I want to say all that jazz, but there's well, there are a couple songs in there that are you kind of need the context of the performance for them to work. But they still sound good. Because somewhere in my head is that it's just on that one. But what other musicals have I seen? Oh, another basic answer. Okay, so I did. I wouldn't say this is a favorite because it's not the it's sung phenomenally, but the instrumental's weird because the movie was not. It was a musical that was not filmed well and edited for being a musical, but or for anything really because it sucks so bad. The Cats movie, I saw that. I never saw the stage play. I saw the movie in the theaters, and oh god, was that a mess and a half. Okay, but Jennifer Hudson singing "Memory," she did that. Yes, fantastic. Like she sang it very well, and that's a really just great song. Like pretty much like Cats. Like you put up with a lot of junk in Cats in like stage play and all that to get "Memory" from whoever's the person playing Griselda, I think is the name of the character. So that's good. I haven't heard the full version, but I did also like the melody for Mr. Mistopheles. It's not well executed in the movie at all because it does a stupid effing stop start thing for 4 minutes and it feels like 4 hours. It's terrible. Okay, heated for that. Shelby says they reach for the gun from Chicago's Good. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, that one's sung by Richard Gere, and that has like the. I remember in the movie that has like a puppet theme to the performance, and he has like a puppet of Roxy Hart because he's trying to like put the words in her mouth so she gets the best. So she's seen in the best light by the jury for the trial she's in. Okay, yeah, that one's really good. And then also I forgot the name of the actress, but the one who plays Sunshine Suffering or the reporter person. Like the actress fell off. I don't know what happened to her. She like disappeared like after like the into the 2010s. Like I haven't seen her since. No, she was in The Good Wife during some of that time. Okay, but I forgot what her name is. Yeah. That was a really good one. One song on that soundtrack that I don't want to say is good, but I will say is a friggin' effing earworm that will just drive you to insanity is Cell Block Tango, which I would not recommend. I don't want to recommend that song to anyone because it will drill itself into the depths of your brain and just yeah. Hashfall says, may sound basic for this, but literally every song from Hamilton is absolute fire. I actually have not watched any of Hamilton yet. Like I said, I don't have Disney Plus yet. I'm sure it's good. I mean, I've heard it's good, but I haven't listened to any of seen any of it, heard any of it, except for like brief clips and whatever. Like something was, I don't know. I haven't seen much Hamilton. These eyes look strange in how they're positioned. And once I have like a better idea of how I want the glasses to look, I think I can make this happen. Till then, it's a bit of a mess. Oh, no, I shouldn't say it like that. Yeah. Shelby says, Chicago is a good musical of 1920s jazz. I do like Grease for their 1950s rockabilly. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I can't remember much of Grease. I just remember "You're the One That I Want" at the end. Like, that's a song everyone remembers. Everything else, I some people talk about Grease Lightning, but I can't remember how that one goes. Everything else is a blur to me from Grease. Um, but "You're the One I Want," that perennial bop. Everyone loves that one. Um, but yeah, as a favorite song for a musical, I can't really say. Except for All That Jazz. That's the answer. I think that's gonna be my answer. Is All That Jazz from Chicago. Um, because that song gets the job done. Like she welcomes you in with glamour, like, fierceness. Like, yeah, she's good. Um, but also Memory from Cats is good. Shelby says "We Go Together" is good. Is that from Greece? Oh, there's another song from Chicago I like a lot. Okay, it's not in the theatrical. It's a cut scene. It's a cut musical number from the movie adaptation between um, what were there? What were this? Catherine Zeta-Jones and Queen Latifah's characters, um, Velma Kelly and Matron Mama Morton, respectively. They had this song. I forgot the name of the song. Was it called No Class? It's on the soundtrack and it's a deleted scene. It's not on the theatrical cut, but it's a good song. I guess I know why they cut it out because it would have been placed in a very odd part of the movie for pacing, but it's really good. Shelby says, "Yep, go together some Grease." Okay, we go together some Grease. I don't remember that song. Um, it's been a really long time since I've watched much of Grease. Also, I really like Sandy's outfit. That last number, that tight black outfit. I'd wear that. I would. ah be good. Some tight pants. Strange. But for anime musicals, I have a lot more answers to give you. Because if it's a movie musical, I have an answer. If it's a TV musical, I have an answer. Also for that movie nights, because sometimes I kind of want. I don't know if I want to get that TV. No, I don't want to say it. It's just, oh gosh, the Cats movie. Oh gosh, I mean that. I don't know if it counts as so bad it's good, um, because the music is painful in some bits, but it's so you can laugh at it. You can laugh at Cats. And for me, it was miserable the first time I watched it because I didn't know what I was expecting. I tried to take it seriously for way too long, but then watching it, like the funniest part was afterwards, just talking to my friends who I saw it with and just ripping it to shreds. That was the best part of the movie, the after party, and yeah, um, but yeah, that might be. I think you. that might qualify as a so bad it's good movie. If you get a cut where it's like the digital effects are pretty spotty, see, it's like, oh, that cat's wearing Converse sneakers. There's Judi Dench's wedding ring. And you just um, oh, the cat's movie was so bad. Okay, weirdly enough, okay. Well, I don't want to know if I should get into this, but yeah. There's a really good review of why the musical decisions in the Cats movie are so bad by a YouTuber. Oh, I forgot. I really forgot the YouTuber's name, but he does some really good videos on musicals. Like he does a really good one for the usage of music in the Star Wars sequel trilogy and the Disney live action movies. I really think those are good movies for understanding why why musical decisions in these movies are bad. And he does one for Cats, and he goes into depth and comparing like why it works in this, like why these musical numbers work in the stage play but not in the movie, and it's very interesting. Yeah. Shelby says, "Have you seen the Tom and Jerry movie?" I have not, but I am curious. I don't have HBO Max, and I don't know if I'll get it because I've been, HBO's I weird history of HBO. Long story, and I don't know if I want to, if I could risk going to the movie theater. Well, probably not, but I might. If there's enough Cartoon Network stuff on HBO Max that would make it worth it, then I'll consider it. But I probably need to get Netflix first out of that list because there's some stuff on Netflix I need to watch. Well, don't need to. I would like to get some closure on some stuff, but long story, don't want to get into it. Not now. But yeah. But yeah, long story. I'm curious about the Tom and Jerry movie because it looks cute. Um, it's Tom and Jerry. I mean, like, if they screw up a Tom and Jerry movie, well, okay, I can't really say one way or the other, but I would have. There's stuff you would expect from a Tom and Jerry movie, and I hope they do them. And that is good slapstick, good animation. I don't know how live action stuff integration is going to work because I mean, I don't know how often it works in films. Um, and Shelby says I really like cartoon slapstick and violence in the movie. Oh, have you seen it? Oh, how'd you like it? Oh, I'm looking for a color I need, and I don't have it here. Hang on. Okay, I don't want to actually see it from there. Okay, I'll use this one because it's actually the color I want. Okay. This is a picture I finished a couple days ago, and it's up on most of my social media sites. I don't know if Pillow Fart's coming back because I think they've been out of commission for a month, and I don't know. I checked yesterday, and they did not have any news, any updates on that. I think I don't check their Twitter. I don't check Twitter as much as other people do. Can you see his tongue in here? Did I sketch that part? No, I didn't have it here. Okay. Oh, I made a lot of progress on this. Okay, I'm gonna do the eyes next. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do is do the eyes and then call it a stream. Because I've been going for close to 2 hours. Okay. Ashwolf says... Wait. Okay, so Shelby says about Tom and Jerry movie, it's good, made me laugh a lot. Oh, okay, that's good. That's what you want from a Tom and Jerry movie. Lots of laughs. Okay. Ashwolf says, back on the musical subject. If we're talking animated musical songs, Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas will always take top spot. It made me feel some type of ways as a kid and still does. Okay. So to that, for me, the song that does that to me is Tale as Old as Time from Beauty and the Beast. That is that every time that song just it gets deep in my heart and I love it. Oh my goodness, I love that song. Like it's really hard for me not to tear up when I hear that song. It's I love that song. Then oh, that's not what I wanted to have happen. Okay. Oh, I should just color that in actually. Here we go. Also, just on top of how beautiful the song is, "Tale as Old as Time," the scene and the animation is exquisite. Oh, just love it so much. Like that scene, like that for me. I reviewed way back when the live action Beauty and the Beast, and I will say, in hindsight, I was a bit too nice in that review. But one thing I remember, like a part of that review, is that I mentioned that a make it or break it part of the movie for me, before going in, would be the Tales Old as Time sequence. Like, how are they gonna take this scene that is one of my absolute favorite scenes in all of the Disney animated canon? How are they going to make that into live action? And I was very disappointed by how they did it in that 2017 Beauty and the Beast, which was a big letdown overall as a movie. But that scene in particular, I thought was handled very lackluster and unimaginative. And the bar, and in their defense, the bar was sky high for just what they were measuring up to. But I thought it was like the live action, that sequence was, oh my goodness, in her Forever 21 prom dress. No, okay, yeah, no. I'll just look zooming out. overly distracting lines. Stuff needs to be moved, I think. Yeah, okay, hang on. I don't know if I can make this I don't know if I can fix this right. Well, I think this one's the one I need to move a bit. Well, let me try something. Ashfall says, what do you think is the most iconic animated movie song? I'm not sure. I know what my favorite is, but iconic? Let me see. Let me think about that for a moment. Okay. Most iconic. What's a showstopper? That just goes. Okay. Okay, my mind goes to. Well, no, okay, that's not right. Well. Okay. This might sound basic, but I want to. Okay, I should. Okay, either way. Okay. I think iconic musical number, if you would count this one, I mean, there is synchronized movements in it, but okay. Maybe iconic when it comes to entire package would be Circle of Life from Lion King. I mean, for one, visually, it's beautiful, and the song, amazing. And it has that bombast that hits you and you feel it in your bones. Yes, I'd say that one would be the most iconic animated song. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot I like that aren't necessarily iconic, but they're good and I love them. Okay. I think that's a good place to stop the stream for now because it's been a bit over 2 hours. I've been going on and on about this and that, which I'm happy about. I really appreciate the conversation with you guys, and it means so much to me that you came by to watch me draw and ramble and all that. Yeah. Yeah, so just trying to working my schedule for streaming when I can do it, when I can't do it, and when I can do it, try and have fun with it. And a big part of that is having you guys around, and it means so much to me. So, if you guys watching live on Twitch or later on Twitch or YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I'll be getting this picture done soon, for the commission, and then have a lot of other stuff in the works as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see. Oh, and also lots of stuff at Gaming Genji on Twitter, YouTube at Gaming Genji as well. Super Genji on FA and DA. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.